Welcome back to our below, where I show you the ins and outs of graphic design as it pertains to t-shirts, logos, and GIF animations. And today for T-Shirt Tuesday, I'm helping you all deal with your haters by telling them to stay off the Photoshop, stay humble, and sit down. The thing is, theft is amongst the world, and it's easier to get it from somebody else versus you working and to get it on your own. Disguised success is real, but being authentic is rare. So this design is directly to affect those who sneak in the grass, watching to take every little bit of idea that you use and present it as their own. And if you ever had this happen to you, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to know that I'm not the only person who experienced this. And if you like this one and you're not subscribed, then go ahead and like and subscribe. I do this all the time. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and make magic. And okay, you guys, here we are in Illustrator, and I pretty much got my Japanese text already set up. So basically what I did was I went to Google Translate and I typed in no Photoshop, and it came back with shoppu nashi, which is pretty much this stuff right here. So I mean, I'm not 100% sure if you guys can read Japanese text and kanji and all that stuff, but when you look at it, in some instances you can tell that maybe this is like a camera right here, so somebody's taking a picture of a person and they're smiling. This looked like somebody's shopping. And then this would just be no. So shoppu nashi. Well, actually, I'm saying that kind of wrong. It's actually shoppu nashi. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock that layer down, and I'm pretty much gonna let that live on its own artboard. I like seeing it like that. However, on a new artboard and a new layer, I'm gonna go ahead and start my design. So I want to go ahead and create some guides real quick. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit Command R and bring in some guides. So I'm gonna put these over here in here just to make sure I'm not protruding my design and all that stuff. I just want to have clear borders. Now I just want to go ahead and create a circle real quick. So I'm just going to pull out a circle, one that's kind of proportionally right, one like this. I guess I can say this is all right here. And then I just want to bring out my type on path tool and type out be humble. Well, actually I'm gonna type out stay humble. I just don't want it to be, I guess I really don't want to involve myself in copyright or anything like that. I mean, it's kind of already off, but stay humble, sit down. Now I also want to bring out another circle, and I want this one to go a little bit up under it. So I'm going to type the path tool again over here like this and write sit down. Now I'm just going to take that anchor and just kind of bring this in down here like this and just kind of turn it so it looks a little bit like this. And that looks pretty good. I want to change the text on these real quick. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring up my type tool and just kind of look around for something that's a little bit better. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to roll with Beavis on this one. And then I guess Beavis down here as well. Also with this, I can kind of fix the kerning, so I'm just gonna go through here and just make sure that these aren't touching like that. So I'm gonna lock that layer down, and I'm gonna bring up another layer, and with this layer I'm just gonna go ahead and draw out my table. So that looks pretty good. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take all of that, I'm gonna go to object, path, and then outline the strokes. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of bring this down, and I'm just gonna move this around just a little bit. Now that looks pretty good, but what I'm gonna do now is just kind of draw in this little check mark that I kind of put in my sketch. So I'm gonna just start it from over here, and I want it to end up over here like this. Now this signifies check yourself. Okay, so stay humble, check yourself, sit down. So I'm gonna take the direct selection tool, and I just want to fix out some of this stuff real quick. So this right here, and just kind of move this anchor point down just a little bit like this. Now this next element is just to give emphasis on this chair. So we're gonna go ahead and make some squiggles here, and we're gonna make a long squiggle over here like this. And it's kind of a pattern. I'm not gonna be, I guess, random with it, but we want to make squiggles that come out from like smaller points. So this one can be medium, and this one can be large. So a dot, point, dot, longer point, you know, stuff like that. Now this next element that I'm drawing is just to tell you to keep your eyes open. So we all know that you have to keep your eyes open, especially when you're telling somebody to stay humble. But one of the reasons why is because people will steal from you, especially if they're using like Photoshop or anything like that, which is why I put no Photoshop in the beginning of this. I just don't want you to be caught up in theft or anything like that. So keep your eyes open. If people are stealing from you, I know people are stealing from me, but if people are stealing from you, then just kind of keep your eyes open to that. A lot of people get rich off of other people's ideas and designs and stuff like that. And that's a thing in the community that a lot of people try to like avoid. You know, they put their stuff out there, and a lot of times people will come and just kind of take their ideas and just do it for themselves and stuff like that. So stay humble and sit down, you know, but you need to keep your eyes open to that stuff. Now, my last element here is just some side swipes. So I'm just going to put one right here like this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go up under it like this. And then I want to bring this one back around like this. And with that final tweak, you guys, we have finished this design. So a little backstory about me. I used to consider myself a self-taught designer, but actually I'm not. I started graphic design in my undergrad just by picking up Photoshop and doing stuff like that. But I later got a master who taught me how to do things in like Illustrator and putting layouts and stuff together. I eventually went to graduate school and met up with some of my peers who taught me other things. Things like the basics of graphic design, illustration, motion design, and a plethora of other skills. So basically what I'm saying is, it's easy to tell yourself that you did stuff on your own, but did you really? On the flip side, has someone ever taken accreditation for your work? Or maybe at your job, maybe you didn't get promoted. The thing about this kanji that I wrote is telling people to stop taking your hard work. Let's be creative and go ahead and give your blessings to the person who taught you how to do it. It's okay if you took inspiration and motivation from somebody else. It is what it is. People take inspiration and motivation from Gary Vee almost every day, but do they ever thank the man for it? People get inspiration and motivation from a song that they heard. Would they ever thank that person for actually making that song? So if you guys agree with me, then go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you ever had any of these scenarios happen to you, let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, we got to go ahead and close this one out. So stay amazing, stay creative, but above all else, stay awesome.